Hello guys, so in this lecture we'll see some other fields of the IP header. So guys, we have seen these two fields in the last lecture, that is version field and second one is HLAN. Now we'll see third one, type of service and total length, isn't it? So next one we can say that type of service. This field is, we can say that, of 8 bits, isn't it? So this field we can say that is of 8 bits, isn't it? And we'll see what is the use of this. So you can see this field is used to classify IP packet so that routers can make quality of service decisions about what path packets should be or packets should traverse across the network, isn't it? So what does it means? We can say that this field is used to classify IP packets so that routers can make quality of service decision about what path packets should traverse across the network. That means which type of service is required to this particular packet, isn't it? Sometimes let's say this is important packet, so this packet should be forwarded fastly, urgent packet. So we can say that yes, this packet should be traversed through higher bandwidth, isn't it? Sometimes it should be traversed through the link which has lower bandwidth and all, isn't it? So type of service means what type of service should be provided by the router, or in which path this particular, we can say that, packet should be traversed, isn't it? That decision is taken care by the type of service. So this field is of 8 bits, isn't it? So every bit includes some, we can say that, some criteria, isn't it, or some factors, isn't it? Let's say all 8 zeros represents that this packet must be traversed through high bandwidth link. 0000001 means this packet should be traversed through low bandwidth link, isn't it? So this will depend on the type of service. So it will be helpful for the routers, isn't it? Okay. Next field is what we can say that total length field. So total length field is of 16 bits. So total length, let's say network layer, inside network layer, any packet is known as what? Datagram. Inside network layer, the packet is known as what? Datagram. So this total length datagram means header plus payload, header plus data. That entire packet is known as datagram, isn't it? So be careful. Yes, datagram means header plus data, both included, isn't it? Sometimes data is also known as what? Payload. So total length field is of 16 bits. So we can say that whenever all 16 bits are 1, then the equivalent decimal number will be what? 2 raised to power 16 minus 1. That is 65,535. Isn't it? So we can say that this will be bytes. Isn't it? So we can say that maximum size of datagram that is allowed inside network layer is of 65535 bytes, isn't it? So that is the maximum size, isn't it? So this is the size of datagram, maximum size. So you can see maximum, or we can say that minimum header size is what? Minimum header size is 20 bytes, isn't it? So you know the maximum size of datagram is 65535 bytes, isn't it? So this header minimum size is 20 bytes. So this payload or data maximum payload size will be what? That is 65,535 minus 20. So that is going to be 65515 bytes, isn't it? Okay. So we can say that yes, this one will be the maximum size of the payload, isn't it? Whenever this we can say that header size is of 40 bytes, then we can say that payload size will be 65535 minus 40. So whatever it is, that will be the, yes, we can say that size of the payload, isn't it? So that will depend. We can say that these 16 bits will decide the size of the datagram, and with the help of hlen you can find the header length. So if you know total length field as well as header length, then you can find the size of payload, isn't it? So total size, that is the size of datagram, minus size of the header will give you the payload size, isn't it? I hope this one is clear to everyone. Next one, yes, if we look at the second row, so here identification number, then don't fragment, more fragment, and fragmentation offset or fragment offset, whatever it is. So let us discuss about this second row of this particular header. So identification number, this is of 16 bits. Be careful. This entire second row stands for the fragmentation and very helpful during the fragmentation. What is the fragmentation? We can see. Yes. Let's say one network, one LAN is there, one network is there, and this is connected with one router, and one more network is there. This is another LAN. LAN means one local area network, that is one network, isn't it? Let's say MTU stands for maximum transmission unit. Let's say this is 1000 bytes. And for this network, maximum transmission unit is, let's say, 100 bytes. Isn't it? Now, any datagram, let's say one datagram is transmitted here. Isn't it? Oh, so whenever any datagram is transmitted, then one ID number will be there for each datagram to distinguish. Yes, we can say that uniquely, isn't it? So to distinguish uniquely, every datagram will be having one identification number, and that will be distinct among all datagrams, isn't it? So first datagram will be having some ID, second datagram will be having another ID, and so on. So we can say that each and every datagram can be uniquely distinguished with the help of this identification number. So this identification number is of 16 bits, isn't it? Oh, I hope this one is clear to everyone. Next one is do not fragment. Do not fragment DF. This is 1 bit, isn't it? So this will be inside the header of, we can say that, datagram. So if DF equals to 1, listen me, that means, yes, this is the user setting or sender's setting. He can set a date, don't fragment bit equals to 1. That means do not fragment this particular datagram anywhere, isn't it? So whenever inside any datagram DF is 1, that means do not fragment, isn't it? Do not fragment means this datagram should not be fragmented anywhere in the path. Why? Because listen me correctly, guys. Let's say this datagram is of, let's say, 300 bytes, isn't it? So whenever this datagram will come to this router will transmit it to this network, but this network's maximum transmission unit is what? 100 bytes. So these 300 bytes cannot be transmitted, and a router will see, yes, the sender set don't fragment bit equals to 1. That means sender wants that this particular packet must not be fragmented, but without fragmentation there is no possibility that this packet can be transmitted. So this packet have to have, we can say that, fragmented, then only it can be transmitted this particular to this particular network which has MTU equals to 100 bytes, isn't it? But user setting is what? DF equals to 1. So yes, simply this router wants to fragment it, but user doesn't want. So simply router will discard this particular packet and will send one message to the sender that this particular size of data cannot be transmitted to another site. Then yes, the sender will realize that yes, the size of our datagram was too high, so sender itself will reduce the size of that datagram next time, isn't it? I hope this one is clear to everyone, isn't it? These all concepts we'll see, yes, during fragmentation. After this header we'll see what is the fragmentation. Here all these things will be combinedly we'll see. This entire second row is helpful for the fragmentation. So whenever do not fragment bit equals to 0, yes, then user wants what? Yes, you can fragment it whenever required, isn't it? So when a DF is 1, that means we cannot fragment, router cannot fragment. Whenever DF equals to 0, yes, then router can fragment it, isn't it? I hope this one is clear to everyone, isn't it? Next bit is more fragment, isn't it? More fragment, isn't it? This particular field will see, yes, in the fragmentation. During fragmentation we'll see what is this, the meaning of more fragment. And the last field in this particular row, that is fragment offset. Fragment offset is of 13 bits, guys. So what it indicates, let's say one datagram was there, and let's say that is fragmented into 3 fragments at any particular router because of some MTU restriction. Now let's say this is the third fragment. So how many bytes of data are ahead of this particular third fragment? Yes, I'm repeating once again. How many bytes of data are ahead of this third fragment? Yes, that will be calculated with the help of fragment offset. That will be clear to you guys while we will cover the fragmentation topic. Immediately after this header, I will cover fragmentation, isn't it? So let's say these fragments were the fragments corresponding to one datagram. So yes, that is first fragment. Let's say that is second fragment. Let's say this is third fragment. So in third fragment, let's say if we want, yes, how many bytes of data are ahead of this third fragment, that can be, yes, easily can be calculated easily with the help of fragment offset, isn't it? Let's say this particular datagram has ID number, let's say ID number 2. Now all the fragments also will be having header, 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 and in the header ID number will be what? For all these will be 2 only. The ID number of all fragments is 2. That means these all 3 fragments belongs to the same data, isn't it? So during fragmentation everything will be clear to you guys, so no need to worry about it, isn't it? So the second entire row is corresponding to fragmentation, we'll see one by one, isn't it? Okay guys, so remaining field we'll see in the next lecture. I hope this one is clear to everyone. Okay, thank you so much.